Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode in the Minecraft modded series. In the last episode I made this factory that produces a bunch of train tracks and train casings to build new trains. But honestly, if I look around, there's really nothing else here apart from a single factory and it looks really deserted. So what I'm going to be doing this episode is building a bunch new buildings, making this place look much more alive, adding a bunch more train tracks. So honestly, let's get straight into it. So before we get started, I need to get a lot of dripstone because when you crush dripstone you can get clay and turn that into bricks, and I plan to use a lot of bricks for this build. So if I come right here, I can just place all my dripstone here and it'll get crushed by the crushing wheels, and the crushing wheels seem to be doing their thing, so I'll come back to you when all this dripstone has turned into clay. Alright, so this is all the clay that we managed to get from those dripstone, which I don't think is enough but should be alright for now. But in the meantime, we gotta smelt all this clay into bricks, so let's go do that right now. So I made this small shack right here near my base, just right next to the farm, and it's basically being powered by the steam engine in the back right here. So I come to the shack right here, I have everything I need for the create mod. I got presses, mixes, I got things to smelt and wash items, and it's all being powered by the steam engine right here, which is super simple to build. But if I place my clay underneath the lava, these should get smelted down, so I'll be back with you when they're all done. Alright, I have all the bricks smelted here right now, and we have only 4 stacks of bricks, which I don't think is going to be enough, but we'll see how much we can get done. Okay, yeah, we can barely even finish the frame, so this is definitely not enough. So, time to go mining. Honestly, I can't even complain anymore. Mining in Minecraft is so simple with the create mod, so let's get this done real quick. Alright, I say about 10 minutes later, I was not wrong about the giant hole on the map. That is huge. But also, what else is huge is how much stuff we actually got from this mining trip. Just look how much stuff I had to unpack from the mining machine. And I also managed to fill up 2 double chests full of dripstone, which should be plenty enough for dripstone to make into bricks. And hopefully that should actually be enough to finish the build. And once everything has been said and done, this is how much bricks we have left over, which I think should be enough. So let's just get straight into the build. Alright, I just completed the base of this building and it looks really nice. And if you come inside, there's a ton of space with a bunch of windows, so it looks really nice from the inside as well. But as you can see, there's no roof on this building, so let's get that done real quick. Alright, and that roof is done. As you can see, I did use copper and I do want it to oxidize so it gets into that nice turquoise color. So it'll be a while until everything gets into place perfectly, but it's alright. And I do have these water tanks lying around here, and instead of making them just for show and do nothing, I could actually fill them up with fluids like lava and water, which will be really helpful in the future if I need them. So let's just do that real quick. Alright, so I place a water wheel down like this. I can just have a shaft maybe run out like this and then have 2 gearboxes hook up to each other. And if I get in my toolbox, I can get a cog out, and yeah, this should now start pumping water. So if I connect this to a fluid pipe, it should be pumping water into the main fluid tanks. And yeah, as you can see, the main fluid tanks are getting filled with water as we speak right now, which is really nice. So it'll look much cooler when it's fully filled up. Now coming over here, this one I want to be filled up with lava, so this is gonna be slightly harder to build, but we can do it. Now I've used a simple design before in the old factory, which I just have a bunch of cauldrons with dripstone hanging over it so the lava falls down, and I used that same design right here. So now all I need to do is connect the water wheel to the pumps to get rotational power in them, and this means the pump is getting powered, so there should be lava getting into the main fluid tanks. And yeah, as you can see, there's lava flowing through the pumps and it's now filling up the tanks, which is super cool because this will now fill up to the tanks and we can get as much lava as we want in the future. So in the meantime, while these tanks fill up with water and lava, I want to do something else, and that something else is I want to get started with placing some train tracks down, because I have a train factory but I have no tracks to place them down. So the idea is I'm going to dig a giant hole through this tunnel and I'm going to place some train tracks so we can have trains going through it. So let's get that done. So I think here's a good spot, but before we do anything, I actually want to have a train station before we start placing any tracks down. And instead of placing this train station block by block, I'm going to use a schematic. So yeah, if I have a schematic right here, and yeah, I think this is a good spot right here, and this is how the schematic will look like when it's completely done. But if I were to walk through it, I just phase right through the blocks. But to build from a schematic, I need to place my cannon down and put the schematic into the machine and fill it up with gunpowder. So now that we have gunpowder in there, if I place blocks, yep, as you can see, it is building right now, so that's really nice. So let's place some train tracks as a baseline so we know where the train tracks will connect to later on. So I think here should be good. And if we curve the track up here like this, yeah, this should leave a straight line for us to dig into the mountain. So yeah, I actually just plan to dig a straight line into the mountain with a train. But before we dig a hole with the train, we must build the train first. So let's go. And here is the train in all of its glory. And if I come to the front, you can just see how many drills I had to put on this thing to make it actually dig a big hole. go. And if I come inside the cabin, this is how it looks like, which is really nice. I like how the way it turned out. But now all I need to do is assemble the train, and there we go. That's our first ever train built, guys. So yeah, if I come inside here, I can actually now control the train and move it back and forth. But yeah, I need to move on to proper train tracks. Alright, so I got it on proper train tracks right now, and all I need to do is place some train tracks in this deployer right here, and it should start auto placing tracks. So let's go. Okay, yeah, and we are off. So yeah, this will dig and place tracks as it goes. So I'll meet you guys on the other side. Alright, yeah, so I finally made it. Now I just need this last chunk of stone and dirt out the way, and we have finally finished our digging trip. So yeah, just right here, and we are done finally, man. Just look how far we've honestly dug. So yeah, we are here right now, and we have dug all the way through here. So yeah, that's where we started, and this is where we've ended up all the way across the map. So honestly, yeah, I need to unpack all the stuff in this train. So to start unpacking everything, I'm gonna start placing it on a station right here, and I'm just gonna call it storage building, just so I know where it's gonna be and what it's called. And now the next thing I need to do is place another storage interference face here just below this one on the train. So if I dig out a hole right here, I can now grab a storage interface and just have it like this, and as you can see, they're now connecting, so it should be working. So now I'm digging this place out, and the vaults are already placed down, so the items from the storage interface will fall into the chute, which will get into the vault and be stored. Now we have a train that deposits items in, but I want to build a new train that takes items out and drives them off to somewhere else. And so with that being said, let's go build another train. So starting off, I'm just gonna place a few casings here, maybe another one like right here maybe, and just a few more casings out here, and we're gonna change these two casings into a different type, so it looks like this. So yeah, this is how our train is going to be looking like. So let's get building. So starting off, I'm going to place a fluid tank and a whistle on top of it, so when the train's fully built, I can actually use the train whistle, and I'm just going to cover it up with some frame slab stairs, and then I can have the side of the fluid tank be covered up by these unique looking frame blocks. So this should all be covered up if I can get into the right angle. Now I just need to place a block of industrial iron, and it should look like this. Yeah, this looks quite nice. I like the aesthetic industrial feel of this train. Alright, I got some of the train done, and I'm just going to place these train halls and see how they look like. And if I come to the side, I think I like the look of it. Honestly, the body looks a bit bare, but we'll add some detail to that later. I'm just gonna add this little placard for the aesthetics. And honestly, if I look at the train from this angle, it looks super cool in my opinion. So now I'm doing the sides as we speak, and I'm gonna place some chutes like this because I really like this design. I'm gonna throw in some steel pipes and some brackets with girders on them, so this looks much better and less bland. Alright, and this is how the train looks like. I've added a lantern at the top, so you know, when I'm driving I can actually see what I'm looking at. There's some light, but yeah, this is how it looks like, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, this is how the train looks from the side in all of its glory. I've even added a tender at the back, so yeah, just look how cool this thing looks like. And if I come inside the train, I can place some controls down and a seat and maybe a barrel in case I need to store some things, and I think this is nice. And I still can't get over how big and amazing this train looks like. This thing looks so cool. I can just imagine it running down the tracks, which I'm really happy it looks so nice. So now I have the main train built, but I do not have a train carriage, so we can just pop one into existence. So yeah, this is how the whole train looks from top to bottom, and honestly this is huge and I just love it. Everything about this train, amazing. So if I glued everything properly, this should assemble, and there we go. So now just making my way into the seat, and I just want to drive this train because this is a huge train, and yeah, this looks so cool to drive with the smoke coming out. Honestly, this just looks so cool and fun to drive. But I will say, however, this does tank on my frames a lot, and I think it's because, yeah, look at that smoke trail. Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to reduce the smokestacks. But now I have the train parked here, but I also need to build a system where this train can pick up items that are down below. Yeah, so I got some storage interfaces right here, and I placed some shafts as is, and I just have them push out. I can now have a belt. Yeah, if I get a belt and an andesite funnel, I can have the belt go into the funnel and feed the items into the storage interface like this. So now if I just get my rotational power from the windmill I just made, I can just, you know, if I get it properly, just place a gearbox now and I hook it up to these belts, we should see items come out of the funnels. And as you can see, we are getting some cobblestone and coal coming out from these vaults, and they will now feed into the storage interface, which will feed into the train. Alright, now I want a higher speed that the items can go into the train, so now I'm just going to change the RPM like this. Alright, so yeah, now I have this. Now I just need to take out these and just get my shafts and a gearbox from my inventory if I can find it. So if I place a gearbox like this, I can have a shaft coming out and have another one coming out like this, and just connect them with a simple mechanical belt. And oh no, that's all going the wrong direction. So okay, I need to get a gearbox, so if I break the shaft and place a gearbox, all these items should be going the right way. And as you can see, the items are coming into the funnels way faster, and if I come up to the top, we can just see how fast the items are getting into the train. But if I want items to come out really fast, I can swap out these andesite funnels for brass funnels. And if I come up to the vaults over here, if I don't get stuck on the belts, yeah, okay, so if I come over these vaults and right click these andesite funnels and swap them out for brass funnels, you'll see now we get full stack blocks coming out. So if I grab a stack of blocks, blocks? Yeah, 64 raw copper. So now we are definitely getting blocks way faster now. But honestly guys, I'm gonna end the video right here. We did so much in this episode today and I'm so happy with how far we got to this episode. Like and subscribe down below if you really enjoyed this video so I can produce more and I know what you guys want. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.